on Premier FM 93.5. Do come along.
Yes, good morning and welcome to another edition of Sports Rendezvous on a Saturday morning like this. The weather outside is very cool and it's a good day to play sports. Any kind of sport you want to, outdoor sport you want to play, whether football or basketball, the outdoor type, or you can even play polo.
Yes, actually, this is time for sporting activities to actually take place all over the world. I say all over the world in the sense that a lot of countries are involved in sporting activities. And I strongly believe that Nigeria is not going to be an exception. We have a lot of countries, Nigeria, in Africa, athletics, every other country you can think of that is involved in sporting activity. They are all involved this afternoon, and we'll be getting a lot from Premier FM this very morning.
This Saturday morning, I'm your host, Olumide Ogunbi, and I have like you heard him say something right now. His name is, we usually call him the Gentle Giant. He's Ernest Odiri. Good morning, Ernest.
Well, it's good to be here. I just introduced myself earlier on.
But you didn't mention your name.
Well, you said Gentle Giant. I'm a Gentle Giant.
This morning we have a guest in the house. I'm going to introduce him. He's just going to say hi to you people out there. Then later on, we'll have a little discussion on the reason why he is a guest on the program today. He is Mogaji Olajuwon Subaru. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, guys, and thank you for having me.
Before we go on today, let me just give you a rundown of stories we have for your listening pleasure this morning. We have stories on tennis. We have on the definitely we always have stories on football. There is boxing in the lineup. So many other ones. FIFA World Cup is coming up. The Falconets are playing today. A lot of things. NNL just finished their Super 4. So yes, all these stories will be for Disney pleasure this morning. So stay tuned to Premier FM 93.5 and don't go away. Yeah, thank you for staying tuned. And this morning we're starting from the world of tennis. And Novak Djokovic was beaten by a Gothic qualifier Dino Prismic on his return to action in the Italian Open second round. World number 4, Djokovic was playing his first match since 12th of March and more crucially his first of the year on clay after missing several tournaments with a shoulder injury. A 6-time champion in Rome, Djokovic started strongly but was laboured and looked to be struggling with illness in the second set. However, this is to take nothing away from Croatia's Prismic, who played bravely to overpower the Serb 2-6, 6-2, 6-4. Now, Djokovic trying to come up in the playing tennis this year. He last played on the 12th of March. Now, his very first match, because he got a bye in Rome, he got a bye from the first round. He was playing, started from the second round. In the first match in the second round, he got knocked out. And he's already saying that he's not going to play any other match until the start of the Roland Garros.
Did I say the fourth seed?
Gutsy.
No, I asked because you see, there's something that I know about Novak Djokovic. He doesn't give up, but I think he's aged now, I must say.
Yes, he's going to be 39 on May 22, 2 days before the start of Roland Garros.
He has that staying power, that mental strength to always play tennis. I'm happy he's still there, despite the fact that the people of his era have actually retired, majority of them anyway. But it's good to have him there. He has a name, he has a clout, he has everything going for him. Even the media So I strongly believe that he has what it takes to go all out. But
now, let me put you on the spot.
Yes.
Now, Novak Djokovic is gunning for a record 25th Grand Slam win. Do you think he still has what it takes to win French Open? Looking at the fact that Yannick Sinner is really red hot.
I know Novak Djokovic. That was what I was asking. I mean, you mentioned the age, 39-year-old man. I mean, when he was in his late 20s, early 20s, late 20s, and early 30s, he was still very agile, very good. But I think age has slowed him down, no doubt about that. I strongly believe that other guys will definitely come up and take the position from him. He's no longer there, I must confess. But let him. He had that mental strength that he has. Let him keep pushing, and I know that perhaps one of these days he will just call it quits in tennis.
Definitely we call it quits, but can he win a record extending 25th Grand Slam?
I don't want to believe so.
You don't want to believe so, yes. Okay. Good luck to Novak Djokovic in the forthcoming Roland Garros that is starting on May 24. And World Athletics have rejected a recommendation by the International Olympic Committee that a ban on Belarusian athletes and teams competing under the flag of their nation should be lifted. On Thursday, the IOC Executive Board urged International Sports Federation and event organizers to allow the country to return to international competition while keeping the restriction on Russia in place. If you can recollect, both countries were suspended from Olympic competition after Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022, with Belarus, a close ally of Russia, a partial ban allowing athletes to compete as neutrals. Now, the IOC is saying that Belarus Olympic Committee is in good standing and comply with Olympic Charter, and they felt that whatever is happening, the country is going through should not affect athletes. Now, they are giving them a kind of leeway that let them compete. They are not the one that invaded Ukraine.
Yes, you see that I always say it. You don't mix sports with politics. I have never supported the idea of the ban of Russia, I must confess. Now, Belarus, it's not something that we should be talking about, because sports is different from war. Sports is different from politics. We've always tried to maintain these aspects, but unfortunately, the world does not see it that way. So this partial lift of ban, I think, is good enough for everybody to see, and we just hope that it continues. And hopefully, in the very nearest future, we'll have Russia coming on board as well.
But in a statement, the National Olympic Committee of Ukraine expressed their categorical protest and deep disappointment with such a decision of the IOC. They are saying that when Belarusian is still assisting Russia to invade Ukraine, why would you want to lift such a ban?
What about Iran and America? What about Israel and America?
But we are discussing Russia and Ukraine and Belarus.
At least, but these countries have always been at loggerheads, fighting wars here and there, throwing bombs, but nobody has ever talked about the fact that they should be suspended. So I don't believe sports should be mixed with war or politics. I mean, people who are participating in sports is entertainment. So in doing that, you have to bring out the best in every particular athlete, every country. Let them go there. You see, we should be united. I think sports should unite the world. Not when you are fighting wars, you now start dividing the world. It's not proper.
It's not proper. Okay. Well, let's leave the IOC and the ban on lifting it or lifting it. Let's talk about a little bit about basketball this morning. And the series is going on in the United States of America, the NBA, and Victor Wembanyama scored 39 points as the San Antonio Spurs move into a 2-1 lead in the NBA's conference semifinal, while the New York Knicks are one win from progressing from their series with Philadelphia 76ers. France international Wembanyama took 15 rebounds and blocked 5 shots against the Minnesota Timberwolves, helping seal a 115-108 victory on the road. The 22-year-old scored 9 of the Spurs' first 11 points as they raised into a 18-3 lead, but Anthony Edwards, who scored 32 points and grabbed 14 rebounds, dragged his side back into the contention, and the match was tied at 51-51 at the end of the second quarter. And Spurs led 106-103 with 3 minutes to go before Wembanyama's third 3-pointer and a flurry of free throws helped the Western Conference second seed pull away from their host. Now San Antonio Spurs are 2-1 up, about to win, well, let's say 2 wins away from qualifying for the final.
Yes, it's but basketball is one of the most interesting games I love, apart from talking about apart from football. Anyway, football is the one that people always talk about. Basketball in America and all that is very good, but unfortunately in Nigeria, Africa, we've not seen that firepower. It goes to show that we still need we still have a whole lot of things to do to put things together so that we'll have a very good standing when it comes to basketball. I love the competition there. tit for tat and all that. Beautiful game. Basketball. I think it's proper for us to always watch basketball matches so that we know how to see, we know how things go on there. Because don't forget, Nigeria is always participating, having basketball competitions.
We have the D-Type girls, who is the current winning African and so forth. Champion.
We have a lot to learn. We have a lot to learn from these guys.
Okay, let's talk about something that is going to, is starting very soon in Ibadan, and it's a very good one because the National Polo Association, Ibadan Polo International Polo Tournament, is set to thrill as the organizers celebrate 120 years of polo in Ibadan. You can imagine that. My 10 generations ago, 120 years of polo. They have been playing this game in Ibadan. That is 1906. And our guest in the house today is the chairman of the organizing committee for this year's tournament. It's a yearly tournament by the Ibadan Polo Association, and this year's is unique because they are also celebrating 120 years of polo in Ibadan. And the Mogaji Olajuwon Subali is here to talk about this tournament and what they have for the people of Ibadan, and it's going to affect the lives, socially, economically, what is going to the input of the tournament in the lives of the people that stays in Ibadan. I believe, and other people that are coming from outside the city to celebrate. I think the term should be to celebrate 120 years of polo in Ibadan. So, Mogaji, you are welcome. Can you tell us a little bit about these 120 years of polo in Ibadan?
Okay, thank you for having me. Ibadan Polo Club, or let's say polo, started in Ibadan in year 1906, like we said. It started by the colonialists, the government, the British Navy and the British Army, whilst during colonization of Nigeria. And it happened that Ibadan will be the second city polo started in West Africa, let's put it that way. So it all dated back since the time of the provincial administration, because it had supposed to start since 1901, but because it takes time and process for the field to be ready and the horses and everything to get going, but they got the land to start playing polo, which is now race course. They got the land to start playing polo from the Olubadan at the time, which should be Olubadan Irefi.
Wow.
And the
history.
and the Ibadan Chiefs. Yeah. So it was gotten at £4 per year. The land was £4 per year from the Ibadan Chiefs to play polo, recreation, and horse racing. So we started playing polo in Ibadan in that year, and we've continued since then. So we moved from race course to the present place, which is LALA at the Engineers Barracks in 1972. So the year 1972, the new clubhouse was commissioned by the then Emir of Katsina. He came all the way from Katsina to commission the polo grounds, the new polo club, because what polo is. It's a game of kings. It's the sport of kings, and everywhere you go in the world, it's a game that is played and projected by the royals. So we've been at it in Ibadan that long, and we have the oldest playing member, but no longer playing because he's retired, he's old, Ambassador Brigadier General Oluwole Rotimi, who is a member of the board of trustee and the grand patron. He's been at the club since the 60s. So the club has a rich history of different people who's played. The biggest polo person in Africa, Baba Daole, is late now. We call him the polo professor. He was the highest handicapped player to ever play out of Nigeria. Is late now. Played in Ibadan. The former Minister of Aviation, I can say, started his polo in Ibadan. Adi Sirika. We have the likes of Dangote that's played in Ibadan, and the family still continues playing. We have the Dantata families that are also playing. There are Lakija families that are still playing and will be playing this year as well. So it's a legacy club, because the Polo Club, they say, is an exclusive club, but the sport brings so much economical development and social activities that invites everybody within and outside the city to come and participate and watch.
That's the question I want to ask, because you said polo is a game that it's the royalty that usually wants to play or plays this game, and it's for the royals, and for you to play polo you must have some, your financial power must be very, very high. You can't be we know what it takes to take care of the ponies, to take care of, to be a member. We all know that one. But now, how can an ordinary citizen, a member, someone who enjoy polo, is there any avenue for a normal person on the streets to enjoy polo? Like a game of football, you don't have to be a player to you don't have to have the talent.
An average person,
but everybody can. I believe everybody enjoy football. Yeah. Can everybody enjoy polo?
Of course, yeah, because even in the club, the polo club is not just about the playing members. There are different categories of membership. We've got the social members. The social members are people that also keep the club running. So there is the aspect of the game, the sport. The playing members are the ones that keep the sport rolling. So the concept of the whole club, the idea of the whole club lies entirely on the game of polo. So the social members are there to do all the social activities, to be a part of it. You see all these young and elderly men that don't get on horses are also on the side watching. So it's open. So it's not for all the people that want to mount horses, throw sticks, hit the balls. It's not just for them. We have the social members that come around, and we also have friends, guests, family. So polo club is a legacy club where there's one person that starts being a member, then the children continue to continue the legacy. Automatically, it's a family club. So everybody
can enjoy polo.
Yeah, once you become a member,
it is not restricted to the rich and the affluent.
No, it's not, because if you say something is exclusive but people are not aware of it, it's useless. So it's exclusive, yes, but the people that get it going are the people that also come and watch and talk about the sport. So for polo to continue is because we also encourage and invite more people to come and watch, pick interest in the sport, and then are able to join the club at the end of the day.
Okay. Now, talking about the 120 years of polo in Ibadan, and from different flyers I've been seeing, it's like a week-long activity. What's the special highlight that the club has lined for this week?
Okay, so we're starting tomorrow. There are going to be 2 games to be played tomorrow. Okay. Because we have more teams this year. We have over 23 teams that are playing this year. In Ibadan alone, we have about 7 teams, and then we have teams all the way from Kano, Kaduna. We've got a polo commentator coming all the way from Nairobi, Kenya, and we have Port Harcourt, we have Lagos. So we have so many teams and so many patrons that are coming. So we're starting tomorrow, and on the 11th is going to be the grand opening ceremony, which is to introduce the people, the guests that are coming outside of Ibadan to the cultural heritage of Ibadan. So the theme for Monday is Welcome to Ibadan. So we want to show them the cultural heritage of Ibadan, so they can see that we are celebrating not just the sport of polo, but also that to let people know that Ibadan Polo Club is part of the heritage of our great city here.
And also show them the rich cultural heritage of Ibadan.
You are a custodian. Yeah, of course, because I'm part of the traditional institution of Ibadan. So on Thursday we're going to have the ladies polo exhibition. All over the world, we're trying to have more women participation in polo. Like you said, this is the season for sport everywhere in the world. So everywhere in the world, like summer is just starting. So certain places, the polo season is just starting. Like you go to Canada, the polo season is just starting because they all go to play in the US. We have what's called the Gauntlet of Polo, the US Polo, US Open, and some other cups that they play over there. So everybody goes. So everywhere in the world, they're trying to open the sport to more women participation. because in the past there used to be discrimination against women, and they say women cannot be a part of the polo clubs. You have to go through your husband, or you have to be a member through your dad, but women were not allowed to participate in the club activities of polo. So we are doing women in polo on Thursday. We have the gala night, which is an exclusive event to celebrate the 120 years of polo in Ibadan, and then we have the grand finale, which is going to be on Sunday.
And on third Sunday, we are how many cups? I believe there are cups.
Yeah.
That will be given to winners.
Yeah. So we have
just some of them.
Yeah, we have 3 cups to play in Ibadan. So each cups, there are handicaps tied to it, because that's how polo is. Polo, every playing member has a handicap. So like we said yesterday, the late Prime Minister of Britain said your polo handicap is your visa to everywhere in the world.
Wow.
So you need a polo handicap for you to have access to any polo club in the world. So every player has a handicap. There are 3 handicap rating system. We've got the HPA handicap. We've got HPA, which is the Allian Polo Association. We've got USPA, which is United States Polo Association, and we've got the Argentine Polo, because it's in Spanish, and it's AAP. So the HPA and AAP have the same system, which you start from -2 to +10. So every beginner starts from -2. Then the pros are +10. So we only have very limited pros, which are from Argentina. So the greatest football player, Argentina. The greatest polo player, also from Argentina.
I like that. I like that.
They only have 2 sports they play in Argentina, and which is football and polo. So, and they are the king of football, king of polo as well. So yeah, we're not going into where we talk about the greatest polo player ever.
Yes.
That's Adolfo Cambiaso, and he's still alive. It's the interesting thing is the greatest polo player currently is also his son, who is 20-year-old, Poroto Cambiaso. So those are the people that have gotten to 10. We have about, I think we don't have up to 20 playing polo players that are alive that have got the 10 handicap rating. So in Nigeria, the highest handicap we've got is somebody that's got 4 handicap, is a +4, Kwame Isa. And we have Badamasi is also a +4. And then the patrons, we have like Babangida's son, Mohamed Babangida, has a high handicap rating. He's won one of the oldest cups in Africa, Georgian Cup. He's won it multiple times. So you have handicap, and then there are handicaps attached to each cups. So the lowest we have in Ibadan is the Ade Alakija Memorial Cup, which is -2 to +2. So each team, there are 4 players on each team. Each team's handicap, you add it together to have a team handicap, each player in a team. So you can't have a player that is higher than +2 on the Ade Alakija Cup. So everybody has to be an average, because when you had
the average of each team,
the addition, the sum of each player's handicap to make a team handicap should not be more than +2. But at the same time, there's a cap of the player that can play. So a +3 cannot play Ade Alakija. So that means you can't use a -2 to step down with +3, but you cannot be more than +2. So then we have the Rotimi Cup, which is +3 to +6. So that one you can have players +3, +4, but you must make sure that the team handicap is not more than +6. Then we have the Ibadan Cup, which is the highest cup, +7 to +13. That's the highest cup we play in Ibadan. So that one, if you don't have those horses, you're going to get beaten blue-black. Yeah, so you need high-go horses for that. And let me tell you something, there's not so many places in the world that they play that kind of high-go polo. They don't play it in Canada. They don't play it in, Spain. They don't play it. So for us to be playing high-go polo in Nigeria, it's a big deal because we have the horses that come from all the way from Argentina to play. So it's an interesting sport.
You have spoken so fluently. I would have said that you were somebody that came all the way from over 100 years ago. By the way, you have been giving us the history of polo, where it started, where they bought, and all that, and so on and so forth. I want to believe that you have a very rich reservoir talking about polo. You mentioned the fact that, of course, not that we all know it is an elitist sport. There's no doubt about that. Where will the average man fit into all this? I'm talking about participating, not just being in the stands to watch. How does the average man participate? I mean, it's a sport that one will want to venture into, the young ones. You mentioned the 20-year-old man who is the best, and so on and so forth. How would an average man fit into this whole system?
So now this is an information that people don't really know. You see, the polo world is an interesting world where people, it's either it makes you or it breaks you, because once you start playing polo, it's either you go broke or you die, because you don't want to stop. But there are so many opportunities in polo. I can tell you people that have become, great just by starting from the stables. Baba Daule started from the stables, and he became, the biggest name in polo in Nigeria. And then we have people that just came from, I'm just here to offer service, or I'm just here to watch, and then they make connection and they become polo players. Because all you need is access to a patron.
Okay.
And then if you have something to offer, anywhere in the world you find yourself sitting on the sides of polo, and then you're talking to somebody, the first thing they're going to ask you is, what do you do? Everybody wants to know what you do. What do you have to offer? So it's all about interest. First you're interested in the game, and then there's a patron that's interested in you. We know people that the whole thing that brought them into polo was just, sitting on the fence and watching, growing up, knowing all about polo, and then they made their connection by networking with the polo patrons and members of the club, and then, they are polo players, or they are major stakeholders in the polo world today. So there are different things you can do in polo. One of the biggest polo photographer in the whole of Africa, Yaks Adebayo, is from Osun State, was based in Abuja. He grew up in the north, and he's traveled everywhere in the world, like Argentina, Kenya, South Africa, all in the name of polo photography and documentary. You have so many arms. There are just people that just, they sell polo tags, and then they've made big money and big names for themselves. So it's not just about getting on the horse and playing polo. There's more to that. There's so much about content creation. There's so much about team management. There's so much about, gears and all that. So there are places, it's just breaking into it. You pick interest, and then there's somebody picking interest in you, and then it connects.
Now, before I leave you, there's no, it's not a popular game amongst Nigerians. No media hype, nothing. I mean, 120 years, a lot of people don't know what's happening.
Okay, so polo is not like every sport.
Okay.
It's not like football that we're going to sit down here and start arguing that Messi, Ronaldo, Junior, Ronaldinho, or you're arguing about Aguero. It's not. It's not available for everybody.
Okay.
And then you see the club. It's all because it's a social club. It just has the sport attached to it. So it's not like you can go to the golf club now and say, I want to go and chill at golf club today. There's no entry, except when they have a tournament that's open to everybody, and then you can watch. You can't just say that you're going to one exclusive club today and say, like Ibadan Rec, for instance, and say, I just want to be going to Rec every day without having membership. So that's one of the barriers of polo, because it's members only, and it's only open during international tournament like this. And people, every other sport you train, and that's it. Football you just train, and then you know how to kick the ball, how to pass, and where not to kick. there are rule books for polo. It's like studying law. So yeah, we have the blue book, you have the red book. You have to understand that, oh, this horse is for this game, this lane. It's like driving as well.
Yes.
You don't just, it's not just taking the horses on the field and you start running. There are lines of the ball that you follow so as not to commit foul. It's a whole schooling on its own for you to know that, okay, this is what. So an average person might just sit on the side and is looking at, I don't know what all this is all about.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Well, thank you, Mogaji. I think we've talked polo enough, and this time around, let's talk a little bit about football. NNL just finished their Super 4, and Sporting Lagos emerged as the champion of NNL. Apart from winning the 10 million naira prize attached to it, they also have the bragging right. They are the champions of NNL, and they are also promoted to MPFL. Next season, they will be playing MPFL. Also, we have Inter Lagos, making 3 teams from Lagos State playing in the MPFL. We have Ikorodu City, Inter Lagos, and Sporting Lagos. Also, Ranchers Bees and Duma United have also qualified for the MPFL. Ernest?
Yes, it's a good one for football. You mentioned the fact that we have 3 teams from Lagos participate that will be taking part in the Premier League when we MPFL when we actually resume for the next season. I'm happy about that. I hope that other states will have clubs coming up like that. This will also make things to be very positively thought about when it comes about football in Lagos and other states. It's a good development. And also Ranchers Bees, I mean, they've been there before, they are coming back now for a very long time. It's good for football. We are going to watch beautiful football next football season.
Next football season, definitely beautiful football for next season. But looking at this season, let me put you on the spot for this one.
Okay.
3SC, they are currently third on the log. Do you think it's possible for them to retain it and qualify for Continental next season?
3SC, they
They
have
have 2 matches to go.
2 matches.
One home
And the other one
tomorrow, and the next one is away.
If they win the one that they will be participating in tomorrow, it consolidates their position. Even though they are next up, still very close to them, they still have the opportunity to topple them and so on and so forth. I want to believe that Shooting Stars would not want to lose any of these matches, and they would want to win tomorrow and go all out to at least pull a draw in their last match away. So it's all looking good for Shooting Stars Sports Club. I'm supporting them. I'm hoping that they will definitely make Ibadan proud at the end of the day.
Okay, and let's talk about Nigerian women under 20 team and
Yes.
opponents. They are on the verge of qualifying for yet another FIFA under 20 Women's World Cup, and that's going to be a remarkable record of appearances at every edition of the tournament since its inception in 2002. They have been there every time, consistent. The Falconets, they have been representing Nigeria. They
Yes.
got to the final twice. Today they will be facing the Malawians under 20 girls with a 2-goal advantage.
Yes, you just mentioned the Falconets World Cup, almost getting to the finals twice, but losing narrowly because of complacency and all that. I mean, they've always made Nigeria proud. They've won the African Championship several times. They've beaten their opponents home and away all the time. So it's not going to be something different from what we'll be expecting, because I know that Falconets are a jolly good fellow, as they always say, jolly good fellow. They are friends of Nigerians, and definitely they will definitely put Nigerians, they make Nigerians happy at the end of the day. So it's going to be all interesting for the Falconets of Nigeria.
Still talking about FIFA and World Cup. FIFA has confirmed that all 40 participating nations at the 2026 FIFA World Cup must submit their final squad list by June 2, the date on which the official player rosters will also be published. Reading this news or reading about it, I was like, well, other nations are submitting their names. Unfortunately, Nigeria is missing.
You see,
we miss out a lot of good money. You know, the prize money that FIFA is giving for this year's World Cup is mouth-watering.
Nigeria, we shot ourselves in the leg. That is all I have to say. I mean, we didn't take the qualifiers seriously. It was towards the end of the qualifiers that was when we knew that we had a race to run. But it will just have, a lot of people are not feeling happy these days. You don't go and put Nigeria there and they will start having high BP and all that. When Nigeria is playing football, a lot of people, they always pray that Nigeria wins. Well, if you don't win, it's always a problem. You hear people crying, fighting, beating themselves, shouting, and so on and so forth. Look, I just hope that we'll get the best from the World Cup that will be taking place pretty soon from the 11th of June, precisely.
Starting from the 11th.
Let's forget about Nigeria. Let's go and watch beautiful football. My colleague, my brother just mentioned it here a while ago. I mean, Lionel Messi, best footballer in the world, going to play football for Argentina, the greatest player of all time. I mean, it balloons.
Well, we are not talking about them.
We are talking about the World Cup.
Yes,
now.
we are talking about the World Cup.
If Australia is not going, let us talk about people who are.
Then we'll talk about Cristiano Ronaldo.
No, forget Ronaldo.
He's already going. He's going with Portugal.
Ronaldo is just a tapping specialist. We know him for that. But World Cup,
we'll soon have 1,000 goals, professional goals.
Haaland is coming to score 1,000 goals, or even
but he's coming second.
But at least you overtake him. But Messi is a unique player. Nobody does it when Messi does it, you know.
Well, let's talk about people that have played in the EPL. You know, Messi have not played in the EPL, and I believe EPL is one of the greatest league, if not the greatest league,
because they are in the finals this period.
Now, this year's Champions League, we have an English team in the final. In the European League, we have an English team in the final. And in the Conference League, we have an English team in the final. What does this say about EPL?
And just this year.
Last year, we have 2 English winners.
Go and check the statistics. Check the statistics. 10 years back.
And to date,
Spanish teams. No, I'm just telling you, you cannot ignore history.
Yes.
This period
right now, we are talking about 2025-2026 season.
Yes.
Now we have 3 teams in EPL. What
it's
is
a very beautiful thing. It's a very
EPL?
beautiful thing. It thumbs up to the English teams. It's beautiful. And I pray they win the 3 championships, the 3 competitions.
Okay, and that for Europa League, we have Aston Villa versus Freiburg. That is coming up on May 20 in Istanbul. And then for Conference League, Crystal Palace versus Rayo Vallecano, May 27 in Leipzig. That is in Germany. And then the grandfather of them all, I won't call it the father of them, is the grandfather of all competitions. Champions League, Arsenal versus Paris Saint-Germain. That is on May 30 at Budapest. Now, the chances, what are the chances? You said you will win, but can you just give us look into the crystal balls? What's going to be the scoreline?
Just because of Arteta, I want Arteta to win something. I mean, he has been there, almost getting there, but not.
He's not going to be emotional. It's about
I'm speaking emotionally now.
Okay, for Arteta, if you are in a position to advise him on what strategy or tactics to use on that day,
you should pack the boss. I am telling you, that is the most important thing. Just long trusts and pack the boss. Look, I would have preferred a Mourinho managing the team right now. Pack the balls, long trusts.
so
Don't consider the
and then trying to counter PSG.
That is because if you go all out to score, those Paris Saint-Germain players, oh my God, you can't hold them down. You can't. So please let him pack the balls. Dembele is very, very terrible. He knows what he does how he plays the ball with his legs. So let's just forget, please, they should pack the balls. 4 players to mark him non-stop, running around.
What about the other 2?
They will be mass attack, mass defense if possible. When they are holding, when they are in midfield, don't give them the breathing space. When they are in defense, don't give them the breathing space. Mass attack, always with them. 4 players to each person with the ball, non-stop. They should be running like robots on that day and packing the balls.
Okay, I will definitely send the link of this program to Arteta.
I am telling you
so that you can see that you are very passionate about winning.
I'm a Liverpool fan, but I want Arteta has tried now. Come on, I mean, he should just win Premiership and win Champions League for the very first time.
And do a double for
yeah, so that Arsene Wenger will go and sleep very well that very night.
Okay, let's talk about matches that will be coming up in the EPL today. We have Liverpool versus Chelsea, the early kickoff. That is 12:30.
Those 2 teams are just wobbling and fumbling. It's only God that will help them. Either of the 2 teams should win, but I will support my Liverpool.
Well, Chelsea is not doing very well these days. They have been sacking and rehiring coaches, so I don't see them winning this match. Likewise, so Brighton versus Wolves. Remember, Wolves is already relegated.
They want to play a face-saving game, just win and then.
Okay, Fulham versus Bournemouth.
Those teams you can't predict them. They have a way of just spoiling it for that team. So let's just.
Bournemouth and Fulham, I believe they don't have anything at stakes now. Yes. They are just playing for pride. So anything can happen. But I wish Fulham to win for our Nigerian brothers playing in that team. You know, we have.
Yes, that was able defender
Alex Iwobi
and all that. Good one for them.
Okay, Sunderland versus Manchester United.
I would prefer United winning that match. I mean, I'm so proud of them these days. I mean, they've really done very well.
Carrick magic.
Yes,
Carrick magic.
it will continue.
It's working. And then the final
Oh,
match
you're
of
a
the
Man
day.
United fan. No wonder.
No, I'm just saying. Well, the final match of the day in EPL at 5:30 is going to be Man City versus Brentford.
I don't want Man City to win.
Is it what you wish or what will happen? Now, don't be biased here. Let's look at it from a professional view.
I told you of.
What do you think will happen between this match, Man City versus Brentford? I know you want Arsenal to win
Yes.
the EPL, but do you think Brentford has what it takes to stop Man City?
They-
Knowing that Man City knowing that a draw or a loss in this match and
They are going to spoil the fun for Manchester City. I'm not being emotional now. Nobody expected what happened between Everton and Manchester City. Nobody expected it. So they will spoil it for Manchester City. And of course, if you want to put emotions into it, I told you of what happened recently. An Arsenal fan was shouting at Pep Guardiola, leave it for Arsenal to win, leave it for Arsenal to... Pep Guardiola was just looking at the fan. So I am being emotional now. Leave it for Arteta to win, please.
Okay. I wish with all my heart that Manchester City will fumble today and then leave the way for Arsenal to win the
Please.
EPL. At least the EPL will be in the bag before they go for the Champions League. Even if the Champions League did not come, EPL will be in the bag already.
Which one do you think Arsenal fans will want to win?
Both.
Both.
All my Arsenal fans that I know, all of them are saying that
Both.
they want to win both.
Yeah.
You know, they started from quadruple.
Yes.
Now they are down to double. So they said this double should not go. That they should win the double.
And they are the
So,
biggest.
yeah, let them win it. It's their time. I'm not going to say anything. When we are winning our triple, nobody
That
was
was
able
then.
to talk. And that was then. We are still talking history.
That was
And in the
20.
Spanish La Liga, we have Elche versus Alaves, Sevilla versus Espanyol, Atletico Madrid versus Celta Vigo, and Real Sociedad versus Real Betis. Atletico Madrid, I'm sure they may want to take their frustration out of Celta Vigo today.
Very unfortunate that they lost again. They lost the semi-final match. It's unfortunate. Arsenal defeated them. But let's see. I know you said it's their frustration. They want to heave everything on their
Celta
opponents.
Vigo. Let's hope that Celta Vigo will not collect like 7 goals today.
That's when you see Ademola Lookman running around like, let me not see it.
And in the German Bundesliga, before we go, Augsburg versus Mönchengladbach, Hoffenheim versus Bremen, Leipzig versus St. Pauli, Stuttgart versus Leverkusen, and Wolfsburg versus Bayern Munich. I hope Bayern Munich too will not take it out on Wolfsburg. You know, they too losing out on the.
No, the referee did it against them.
Are you sure?
It was very unfortunate. I watched that match and I wasn't happy. The referee did not show maturity in that match at all.
And then in Italian Serie A, we have Cagliari versus Udinese, Lazio versus Inter Milan. Lecce will be at home to Juventus, the last day of the day for in the Serie A. That is 7:45 this evening. You know, Inter is already there, just a step away from winning the Scudetto. So I
Go on for
don't see,
them.
I don't see anything, any drama in the Italian league again.
You should take it easy, play good football, so you don't get injured before the World Cup.
Yeah, that's exactly. And that's all on today's edition of Sport Rendezvous. I'll be your host, Olumide Obi, doing this with Ernesto Diri. And a big thank you to our guest today, Ogaji Olajuwon Subao. And from me and everybody else on this program, I say, do have a lovely weekend.